Hello, you're here because you're a designer or an architect, and you clicked on one of our ads and wondered what is this thing called InQI and what can it do? So I'm Ali, I'm with InQI. I also own a construction company in the Bay Area, which is a design and build company called Bay Scenery. You could look it up. I'll probably tag it under this so you can go look it up if you want. We are a design and build company. So over the years, past few years, the business has been really good. And we get a lot of calls of clients who call us and say, I'm thinking of having to redo my backyard. And, I want to put in some hardscapes, some softscapes, some land, some planting. Can you come in and take a look at it and let me know what you guys can do and so forth? Which we do. We go to the site and take a look at it. If you are in the Bay Area, you know that, or you've been to the Bay Area, you know that it just takes a long time from one point to the other. Traffic is uh, problematic. Let's put it that way. So we sat down and said, you know what, there got to be a better way. When we talk to your client, a lot of these folks can come on a Zoom call, sit down with us, and we can discuss a lot of the ideas that they have. But they always say, can we do FaceTime so I can show you what I'm thinking? And maybe I can send you some pictures and so forth. They really want to see you. They really want you to be on the site. At the same time, just driving, to 2 or 3 projects per day or prospects per day is problematic. We as a design and build company also have to run the business. As a designer yourself, you probably have a lot of time that you have to spend trying to get the designs moving forward. But I'm sure you would like to sign up more designs as well. So we developed InQI. So this is what you're seeing. What's the name InQI? It's ink. We ink things called InQI. It has a lot of information for a designer. A co-pilot. It will help you. It will help you find a lot of information, and also it will help you and your client being able to do a lot of things for the client without having to go there. Let's talk about it. What is that going to be? So why is this so unique? It is because it came out from a design build company, right? It is practical. It is something that we use at our company every single day. It helps us. So it is a practical application for a company that basically came out with it and said, I need all these tools. I can go buy, there's some tools out there, some applications out there. A lot of them are silly, in my opinion. They're designed by very nice and capable developers, but they're not in the business, right? We have developed this because we are in the business and we know what to do with it. Now, it is free for you to sign up. When you go to inky.ai, you can just go to this section here and go in and sign up. No charge. It will stay free for a while. I'll give you that. But we ask you one thing. Please give us feedback. Let us know what we can do to make it better, because we want to make sure that for any designers and architects out there, this is as useful as a tool as it is for us as a design and build company. So let's go through it. So when you click here, you get to the login page and you click on login, Google login or user login, and you log in. Everything starts with a project, right? So when you get a call from a client, what are you looking at? The client is saying, I have a property, it's on a hillside, or it's in this city. I want to have this and that or the other. Can you do a FaceTime? You say, no, you know what? You got a minute? You can get on a Zoom call and we can discuss it. I got the latest picture of your house. They're like, what? You have a latest picture of my house? Let me show you what I mean. So you go to the address. This is the address I picked. And basically the system zooms in and you're like, big deal. This is Google Maps. No, it's not. What you're looking at is Google Maps. But as soon as you click create a project, we start collecting data based on that address from multiples of locations, right? And I'll explain to you what that is in a second. So basically, this is a large property. We'll find out how big it is. But in the past, 10, 15 seconds, we now have a project in hand. You can put pictures in there, documents in there, a whole bunch of stuff. If you check out our YouTube channel, there's a lot of tutorials about it, what you can do. Let's talk about this. so that you can click on this button and do it yourself, right? So this is the property. Now let's take a look at it. What's the difference between this and Google Maps, right? Remember we said that I got the latest picture of your property. Let's just go online and take a look at it and see what we can do for you. You notice that this area is selected, right? You know, it's like a different picture because this is an aerial picture. What you see behind it is a Google picture. Google pictures are, first of all, from satellites and very, very high up, and you know, not much there. Plus, I think every couple of years, maybe every 2 or 3 years, they get updated. What we did is we went and got aerial pictures. These are aircraft pictures, and they get updated like 3 or 4 times a year. So for this property, the latest one was September 2nd. So that's about a month ago from this recording day. And we have all of these other dates as well. So if I wanted to go and find out on 2023 what was going on this property, when I click on it, it basically shows me what was happening in this property. Well, there were some trees and stuff that got planted here. That's basically it, right? Now, imagine that you are now working with your client on his or her property based on a very detailed picture that shows every piece of information on the ground that is a month old, right? Not only that, you have all of the information. You have the property lines, right? You have all the property lines here. You have the topography lines, right? You can see all the topography. Couple of things. If you go to City of Los Altos, this Los Altos Hills, sorry, this is the one there, and ask the planning department saying that I want to see this property, they're going to bring up their system. They're going to see these property lines. We get it from them, right? We get it from them. A lot of times their system is not updated. This does not replace official property survey. It does not. But it is good enough of a site plan that you can edit and correct things. Let's talk about correcting things a little bit. I can immediately see here that there seems to be this property and, you know, this side is here. So I'm going to click on it, click twice, and I'm going to make some adjustments here to align with this corner, right? I did the alignment, and now I'm going to save, and basically now everything adjusted. So what happens when you go to the site? What happens when I go to the site? Kind of keep a lookout and say, oh, that's the fence line and that's the other property. This is this property. No difference here, but I'm looking from above. So everything is to scale. When I change one thing, everything changes, right? Now, the other thing which is important. Now, on this one, I have all the information that the City of Los Altos Hills has on this property. Belongs to this couple. It was built in 2017. Now, it is a single family zone, and we know all the localities and all the details and so forth. So that's one thing that we have. If you want to find out, these are hillsides. Now, you can see that there is topography lines. These are very accurate topography lines. Let me switch the view and you can see more. Basically, you have now all the topography on this property. Now, this will help us with any design that we have, right? Now, if you're doing landscape design, one of the critical things that we want to do, we want to know the sun movement. We want to know a lot of the folks on the hillsides, like this is a hillside, want to know what happens. You know, the winds will pick up. You know, they want to have some protection from the wind and so forth. So we have built that in. So this is a windrows plot. So this is the property in the center, and it shows where the wind blows, right, on the sections. What happened to sun movement? So we click on the sun movement. The property is here, and this is where the sun movement is at. So a lot of data is right at your fingertip. So you could have an intelligent conversation with your client. Now, even more. I'm going to go in and, you know, the client says, you know, I want to have maybe a swimming pool somewhere. Maybe I put in like a little ADU somewhere else. And you're like, I'm a landscape designer. I can kind of place them, but I'll do a lot of the planting and, you know, hardscaping and stuff. But, you know, let's discuss this, right? You are there as a service provider to your client to kind of solve a lot of the problems. And he has given you an hour online. And this meeting that is online is worth 20 visits to the sites because you have all the data in the screen. Let's talk about it. So I'm going to enable the ADU and the pool. These are all different things that it can do. And I'm also going to enable the planting and the hydro zone. And I'm going to enable the hardscape. There is so much other things, and this is all AI based. A bunch of stuff is in there that I want to make sure that you guys go in. I'm going to enable the sketch actually. And I'm going to make sure that some of this stuff is enabled. I'm going to get this one enabled as well. So you can do a lot. Check out our YouTube channel. You can just go crazy with this stuff, right? Now, look, it found the hardscape for me, right? So it found hardscape here, it found hardscape there, it found all the hardscape. So what I'm going to do is I'm just basically going to go in and delete this one. That's one that I don't need to have. I have this side here, and that's okay. I'll have that apart. Now, I have a bunch of information, but when I looked at this property, I noticed that on the bottom part here, there's a lot of these areas that are basically drop-down areas that are a lot of the um, topography is crazy looking. I have to have that in mind when I do the development of the design, right? This actually looks a lot of different. So, it looks like they put some steps here going down, but probably going down is going to be problematic. But regardless, let's just go through it and see what it is that we can do. Now, on this process, we're going to go look at it and say, you know what? We tell the client, right? Let's just go ahead and define, and you can do some planting down here, but we know that there is different topography. So we say we're going to have to kind of plant it because of soil protection and things like that. So no problem there. So we go in here, we draw a little poly. Actually, we're going to go into the hydro zone. We draw a little polygon. So let's say we are going to develop this, this, and this. So we're going to define a hydro zone. And we're going to tell this hydro zone is going to have to be drip line, is going to be on the side because we want to plant here. And we talk to the client, well, this is the planting area that we're going to be using. I said, all right, let's go ahead planting. We have complete access to plants. There is like 10,000 plants you can access. So we can choose a planting area and say, you know what, I'm going to plant from here to here, these kind of plants, and then I'll have the next line up is going to put it on the line. What am I doing is I'm building a concept for the client, right? I'm building a concept for the client so that the client will kind of see that there are opportunities, and we put in the numbers in, and I'm going to put this one in a polygon again, just to show you as a designer you can appreciate it. He basically fills it in that section, and we'll have the ability to put all the plants in here. And look at here, we have all the plant lists as well. It keeps adding in stuff. So forth. Now we go to client and say, it looks like there's a flat area here. Maybe you want to have a swimming pool and an ADU. So we developing a concept for you on that site. So the client says, sure, let's go take a look and let's see what's going to be like. So we're going to go in here and we're going to take the swimming pool and let's say we just turn this area. It seems like a little grass area out of the way. It looks like there are steps there. And we turn this into a swimming pool. We have an option to select different kind of swimming pools or design our own. So we say design our own. So we have a swimming pool and we say, you know what? We can put in like a little ADU here and use it as a pool house. So we go here and say, I'm going to create a little ADU. I'm going to create it like this and I'm going to turn it around. Now, all I'm doing this stuff is based on the logic of the site plan. There are a bunch of them that can be here, or you can design your own. I'll select this one. And I'm going to, once it puts it in place, and it's taking a little bit of time, I can put in a little bit of a side note here. And there we go. And we put it there. Now, we have, and if I want to, we can, like I said, you're building a concept for the client, right? So I'm going to go here and I say, okay, I'm going to also put in some of those plants here for you so that the client knows, what the planting going to look like. So a number of different things going to be happening in this section, right? Now, what is the value that what we are doing here? Imagine on this very large property, if you had to go walk around and get from point A to point B, it would just be impossible to do. You develop a concept for your client. Now, if you want to, you can say, I'm going to go into the sketch mode. I'm going to sketch a little area for you that is going to be like a little patio area that you can sit in and enjoy your, build a little deck area or whatever in that side. We can put in that this is the deck area. Now, we are building a concept for the client that is built right on top of their property, right on top of their latest property. After all of this is done, and this is all done within the past few minutes, like 20 minutes or 30 minutes that we're talking together, right? I can go to the export, I can do a PDF, or I can do a DXF, get it to Vectorworks and other products and take it out. But what I was able to do was, with a phone call, talk to the client, get the client to understand what is it that we can do, put it all together, put it all in place, and be able to manage it such that we can basically present to a client a concept. And then there could be some pricing discussions, it takes so many hours or so many weeks to do this design, correctly and so forth, and have that conversation with them. What to do, show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you the screen, usually have on PDF. So, like I mentioned, we designed this for working for us as a builder who does design and build. I can have conversations with my prospects, the people that call us. We get 5 or 6 or 7 calls, here and there on a weekly basis. I can simply ask them, give me an hour. Let's just get on the call. Let's talk about your property, what you're thinking. And then I can probably get a better feel for what is it that you're really looking for. Maybe I am the right person for this project. Maybe I'm not. But I haven't taken your time to stay home so we can discuss this. And during this discussion that I had, these 2 things got generated, right? Let's take a look at what is what. The site plan that we generated, it is an extremely detailed site plan. Now, what is it? Let's take a look. This site plan has all the information about the site itself. It is to the scale, and basically the concept that we built in is on it. Now, if you had to generate it into an AutoCAD, you could have just exported out into an AutoCAD as well. Now, the second one is my favorite. We added that in, like I said, we developed tools for our own use, so hopefully it works for you too. It's the same site plan, it's to scale, but it has a picture in it, right? The picture underneath it. You could sketch it and stuff that you can go in there. Now, let's talk about what we were trying to do at the beginning, right? And as a designer, our time is money, right? We go there, we can spend an hour, half an hour to go there and come back. Our client's time is also money. They have to stay home, they have to discuss with us. Using InQI, not only we can have this conversation online, but also we can get a detailed site plan that has all the aspects of it. So when we get the project, we can get started, we can go fast as we need to go. This will save you weeks of time on one project by being able to go forward and forward. This is the value of InQI. Now, you can go to this one, click on sign up and sign in, and it's completely free. You can join in and basically use the system. We ask for one thing: please provide us feedback. Wherever you might be in Texas, you might be in Northern Virginia, my old hometown. You might be in Florida, and you're doing this design. There's something that you need that if we make it happen, if you build it into the system that works for you, it will work for your colleagues, your coworkers, the people like you. that need that feature. The reason it's free is because we want that feedback. Sometime in 2025, it's going to be charged. We all know there's nothing for free, right? So we're hoping to get this feedback from you. And then when it becomes price per project, we're going to make it very reasonable, and you're going to be able to benefit from everybody's input into a system that is designed by designers and builders for designers and builders. And that's a critical part of it.